Hey everyone, so I have a good friend with me, Nick.
Hello.
Hey. And so we just saw Scream 6 in theaters. I'm gonna start off by saying it was pretty amazing. I've heard a lot of people say, well, first let me include you. So yeah, you can hop in whenever.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start by saying that the intro people are saying about like it was the best ever. I don't think it was at all. The first is still the best intro and movie. This was I liked how it was different and unique, and there was a different like what you thought would be the good piece of the movie wasn't. What do you think about that?
I don't know. Like, I thought I was going in a different direction. I think that's what I didn't like about it. And then it was kind of disappointing when it went the opposite way.
Yeah, like I was excited to see like the killer take off his mask firsthand
Yeah.
because I was we're hoping to see like, it, um,
Like, from the killer's point of view.
yes, like you know him, like seeing him throughout the friendship of Tara and Sam. That would be really cool to see
Yeah.
how he sneaks in, and you know, like us knowing he's a killer, he could attack at any moment and everything. So it'd be cool to see, you know, him just being a part of the group, knowing already who
Yeah.
he was and his intentions. But it didn't go that way. But it was still cool, the change up and all, and the whole city atmosphere of New York was great. It was handled very well.
Yeah.
It brought a whole new element to it, and um, yeah,
I feel like the intensity level in this one was, like, higher than before. At least for me.
yeah, like it was really intense.
Like, I don't know if it was just because we saw it in the theater or what, but
huh.
it was really good.
Like as far as the whole uh, well, just like the scenes were intense. Like that whole gas station scene was great, but I really wish they didn't show that in the trailer
Yeah.
because it kind of took away from the movie because we already knew what was gonna happen pretty much. But that was still great and exciting and
Yeah.
intense.
Still very, like, tense, but we just knew it was coming.
But as far as the cast was great. I love the chemistry.
Yes.
Um,
That's what I was going to say too.
yeah.
Huh.
Well,
The chemistry thing. I felt like their friendship seemed really, like, genuine. And it could just be because they're all phenomenal actors, but, like, it made the movie better because, well, you could just feel the chemistry.
oh, that or I believe like they probably established a friendship
Well, yeah.
between the first movie or the fifth movie and all. But yeah, like there's some great death scenes. But when it mentioning that, or speaking of that, like a lot of the characters don't die, even though,
Yeah.
like the Fab Five or whatever they call themselves, the four,
What was
uh,
it? Core
core
4?
four. Yeah, that was great and all, kind of lame at
It's a
a
lame
point.
name, but
But like none of them die. Like you said, Tara got stabbed and she was just fine.
yeah, she acted, like, fine about it.
By the end, like
Like,
she wasn't even like, you know, acting like she was hurt. And Kirby got stabbed and shot, and next thing you know, she's throwing a box TV across the room,
like, it just didn't
like it was a.
really make sense. Like, if they're that injured. Huh.
And um, the reveal at the end, I was underwhelmed in a way because it was another relative. Like we haven't seen that
Yeah.
throughout all the movies mainly. Um, so I was disappointed in that because I expected that, but at the same time I didn't want it to happen because it's been overdone.
Yeah, and we were saying too how, like, it feels like when they take off the mask, it's not as what was the word?
Intimidating. Like
Intimidating.
yeah, like he's doing all this stuff through the movie that seems like these little people that are under the mask, like they really did all that. Like I could see the cop Dermot Mulroney's character maybe pulling that off,
Yeah,
but like
and maybe the son. I don't remember his name,
yeah,
but even then, I don't know. It was just underwhelming in a way.
yeah, like it really was. But like it really wasn't. Like it was a good ending and all, but like
Yeah,
as far as seeing like Cuba Gooding Jr.'s sons, I forget his name, but the actor from La Victor, uh, the guy that's dating Tara basically, or interested in Tara. I feel like that was such an emotional death because we really
Yeah.
grew to like his character, like how he was like sticking up for them and
Yeah, we
all.
were like kind of like getting into like him and Tara becoming a thing too. They were building on that, and so like I feel like his death scene would have hit, you know, had he stayed dead.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was emotional because we cared, but then we found out he was alive again, which is I guess a good thing in a way. But at the same time, like I would have preferred him died because it would have set the stakes and also really built up that scene so much more. And plus, who could survive like 12 stabs on the side from each ghost face? Like that was unrealistic as hell.
It really was.
But it's like they're untouchable, really. Like they're like
Yeah.
they can't die
Well,
at
and
all.
speaking of freaking Gail,
Yeah,
like her scene was emotional too, and then like I think she ended up being fine,
yeah,
and it's just like someone should have died. I feel like.
yeah. More than what we got, like, because they survived the fifth one already, okay. But then this one, as many times as they got stabbed, someone's got to go.
Yeah.
But I think that overall, it was, like I said, really intense.
Yes.
The directing was great. The cast was really good. I thought like this was
Most of the writing was really good too.
yeah, like it was really like relatable.
Yeah.
I thought how like some of the writing, like the writing and the character development, I think is honestly better than some of the franchise. I know I'm gonna get hate for that, but this is coming from a fan that grew up with the franchise and love it already. But I just think it was more impactful, really, like with the
Because
cast
they,
and
I
everything.
think I said, like, it felt like the characters had more depth to them, and well, the whole movie in general felt like it had more depth, like as far as like the writing goes.
Yeah, exactly. Like I agree, because like you know how like as far as like Sydney, she's great, she's badass, but like at the same time, since three, when we're seeing four and five, she's kind of just like she's good, but she's like there, like she's
Yeah.
not doing much really, like they don't give her much to do.
For being
And
such a big character
yeah.
and part of the franchise.
But in five, I liked how they established how she has a family now, but they kind of glaze over that. They don't show her life outside of, you know, what her walking her baby. So I thought them writing her off was the way they did it. Just you know, to leave with her family was the right thing to do because, like I had mentioned this in my last review for Scream Five, like not have her involved at all in this because, like pretty much she met her arc, pretty much already, movies before and the fourth one, well, the fifth one, you know, it was tied up nicely and everything, and so she has her family, so there's no reason to get involved, and she's not. So I mean, why would you if you have
Yeah.
someone more important to you to stick around for?
Yeah, because I feel like it would have been really unrealistic. It would have been another unrealistic thing in this movie, like for her to like be involved again
Yeah.
with how it's been written.
So I think that they did really well with that, honestly, and they mentioned her a few times throughout to honor her and also, you know, make it feel like she's still part of the story because she's still relevant, of course. And yeah, there's a lot of great chase scenes. Like that scene with
Yeah.
Gil was probably one of the best
And
chase scenes.
she had done her own stunts this time, and I thought she did really good.
Yeah, she was great, and it was really hit hard whenever you thought she was okay, but then it turns out like she thought she was gonna die,
Yeah.
but then she didn't. So then the other guy lives, Kirby lives, and like you said, what's her name? Tara. Well, she got stabbed in the back, and she was
Yeah.
acting like everything was fine afterwards.
Yeah, she got stabbed a couple times, I think, and I feel like she was moving just fine.
Yeah, and she was didn't seem like she was in pain. That could be just from the directors. Like I said, it was great, but like as far as that, it could have been better. The ending again, I could have been fine if it wasn't another relative
I agree.
of the killer. That you know we've seen that with, you know, with two, with basically three it being a relative of Sydney, and then the other killer in four being a relative of Sydney again, and then like in five it's the boyfriend again. I get it's harping back to the first one, but like we need some new material at some point when it comes to the
Yeah.
motives. But that could be, I could
Yeah.
go on for hours
Now
on
the
that.
motive for this one was definitely better than for the last one, but it still just didn't hit like it should have.
Yeah. Like, I didn't, I don't know, like, probably because it's, like, again, it's overdone, so you're not going to
Yeah.
feel as connected or, like,
Or
oh,
shocked.
yeah, because it's been done. And, honestly, like I said, when Kirby was, like, they had a little fake out whenever we thought Kirby might be the killer, like, the suit trapped in there, I was more on board for that than I was for what we got.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because I think I was saying, like, I would have preferred it had been someone either like that or that just really didn't have anything to do with the past. Because that would have been different, something we haven't seen.
yeah, that's a good point. That would have been great to, like, see, because we're getting all these masks and all this nostalgic collections of the previous movies, only to not have anything to do with the previous movies, really, as far as the motive goes. Like, that was kind of underwhelming.
Yeah.
But like and again, just like five, Ghostface saying like, how Dewey said something's different about this Ghostface. This one's no different. Like he says, he claims to be different. He's really not. It's just more, maybe a little more brutal, I guess. But it's not too much because, like I said, no one dies.
Yeah.
Really, hardly.
Yeah. And I had heard somewhere someone said that it was bringing the like Halloween element to it, or at least as far as Ghostface's character, like being like more. What's the word? I can't think of the word, but they were saying like it felt more like he was a creature, I guess. But I don't see how that is, considering it was no different than any of the others, really.
Oh yeah, like
Like I can't think of the name. Not a creature,
oh
obviously,
no,
but
someone
like
said
like Michael Myers, like he
someone said they're supernatural, or whatever.
yeah, like a supernatural type thing feel to it.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that at all.
I didn't either. It's just regular people, and
Yeah.
which is good. But like, I mean, speaking of that, uh, well, it's not supernatural, but like the premonitions, or not premonitions, but like the visions of Billy Loomis, I thought were unnecessary as far as like having Skeet Ulrich's the actor come back to play Billy and the DH face. It looked horrible.
Yeah,
Again.
it did.
And but it was not on, like, it wasn't like a big part of it, but it was distracting, and they could have just used his voice throughout instead of showing his face again.
Yeah, that's what or I think we said have like a younger actor maybe play him that looks like
Yeah,
him, and then he could just voice it.
Yeah.
But his face just it didn't look good.
Or it would have been funny if, since I don't know, remember if Sam really knew of how he looked in person, really, aside from like the high school yearbook that she mentioned or whatever, or the journal that her mom had, but it'd been funny really if like the actor that plays Billy Loomis in the Scream movie and Stab, Luke Wilson, it'd be kind of funny if he was like her memory of him as far as how he looks, because like that's what she saw on TV and she didn't really see Billy Loomis. That would be kind of funny.
What, what,
But it'd be kind of dumb too. But at the same time, but he's older too. But anyway. Yeah.
But overall, I really loved the movie. It was very, like I said, intense, and the acting was good. Their chemistry was good. Like the writing was good. I feel like it was a really good movie. I could watch it again now.
Yeah, me too. Like we were so invested. He was just sitting there like.
Yeah, we
Weird,
hardly talked. We were like,
And but as like, I think it would have been more interesting really if like maybe her therapist was the killer, because that would have like kind of been like a twist, like, because like how of course it always praises Halloween and everything, and of course, uh, Dr. Loomis was Michael's therapist, and his patient was the killer. It'd be cool, like, to see the therapist as the killer, or having just tie it in somehow,
Yeah.
and have an older killer because we haven't had a older, more seasoned killer since two, and I thought that was kind of unfortunate. Well, we do have Dermot Mulroney, but he really didn't kill anyone. He just kind of watched and set up the
Yeah.
stuff. But I think he would have been more believable if he had done most of those things himself, really, than those two teenagers. um, but I think he's a good actor, Dermot Mulroney, and he was good in this up until the end. I thought he ever done it a little bit.
Yeah, that was another point we were saying, like, it felt like he was trying too hard almost.
Yeah. But it could be the writing
Well,
at that
that
point,
too.
even though the writing's good, I think maybe it kind of got a little too cheeky then, or something.
I was gonna say towards the end is where the writing was like slipping for me, in a way.
Yeah. Well, like, but the ending was good. I think it could have been uh, a little more
It could have
than what we
been,
got.
yeah, it could have been better,
Um,
but it was still good.
like a little more action. Like maybe drag out a little more. Um, I don't know. Because I was excited to see the two sisters, Carpenter sisters, back to back with bricks against the ghost faces. That was kind of exciting.
Yeah,
But
that was
then
a good
they get cock blocked
part.
or brick blocked by Kirby, I think. Or,
Yeah, I think it was her.
yeah. But I liked seeing her character return. That was cool. Like, even as a cop or whatever, she was still like her lovable character and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like I said, my main complaint is everyone lived. Basically, I get the two sisters living, but as far as everyone else, they should have died, at least, because like the other sister, Randy's nephews, I forget their names, but the sister, she gets stabbed. She's one up like, "Hey, what's up, y'all?" Like, he just got stabbed.
Yeah, and you're like climbing over stuff and, doing all this action, and you've just been stabbed.
Multiple times as far as the brother, her
Oh, yeah.
brother, or whatever. But yeah, we're running in circles with this. But it's just yeah. But I really loved it. I'm definitely gonna buy it, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it again on Paramount when it comes out, and I'll probably watch it again, and I'll buy it, of course.
Yeah. I know I'm gonna watch it again when I get the chance.
Oh yes. Um. But yeah, that's pretty much our thoughts on Scream. Our first thoughts. I'll probably talk about this again on my spoiler-free review or whatever live. And I might talk about it again. Who knows? Um, but yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. Our thoughts.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you for joining us, Nick.
Of
and
course.
yeah, we'll see you next time. Yes.